Hello everyone and welcome back to my F1 2020 Formula 2 season for the round in Belgium today. Just 4 rounds to go in the championship. We currently lead the way from Nobuharu Matsushita. Felipe Drugovich dropping back a little bit but still well in the fight in 3rd position. So those two MP Motorsport cars looking very speedy. But anyway, I'm going to qualifying for today's race and we'll see if we can stick it on pole position and grab those 4 bonus points. They will not go astray. But anyway, we'll see what we can do as we head through the latter half of the lap. You can see it was a bad first sector, red, but compared to our banker lap, but through the middle sector we do go purple, so we are improving, and we just need to hold this through for the rest of the lap. Only really 2 corners to go from this point, which are the 2 corners in the bus stop. These ones here through Blanchimont, they're not really a big deal. So heading towards the bus stop now. One big stop to get right at the end of the lap. Little bit of a wobble in the braking zone, but getting through there nice and cleanly. Missed the apex of the 2nd corner just slightly, but still able to get through cleanly and fast, and we do move up into 3rd position.
Qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top 3 are Matsushita, Deruvala and Robert Schwartzman. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow where we'll be live with all the action, and until then, goodbye.
But by the end of the session we drop all the way down to 6th position, just ahead of Marino Sato, but it is Nobuharu Matsushita who takes the pole position and the 4 points that come with it. So he is really making a statement in the championship. And well, we got to watch out for him because he will be taking the lead very soon if things finish as they are. We really need to work on a bit of damage limitation in this one, and try and get up as close to him as we can. But he's been so fast as of late, it's going to be very hard, but let's get into it.
It's Saturday, and that means we're preparing for today's Formula 2 event here in Spa. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of what promises to be a terrific race. So here we are again, a whopping 4.35 miles of track here at Spa, featuring long straights, some seriously fast corners, and some massive elevation changes. This is a track that routinely delivers high-quality racing, and we'll be hoping to see just that from our young F2 drivers today. Davide Valsecchi joins me today. Davide, Spa is a favourite for fans and drivers alike. What tips would you have for these young drivers today?
Always a pleasure to be here, Alex. Who doesn't love Spa? I wish I was down there racing today. I would say there's a lot of places to overtake on this circuit, so be patient on that first corner. Try and get through it safely, get a good exit, and get in the right position to attack at the end of the main straight.
Well then, after an exciting session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. An immense lap from Nobuharu Matsushita yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Jen Deruvala in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Schwartzman, Mazepin, Christian Lundgaard, and Sonoda, Sato, Joe, Giotto, Marcus Armstrong, Piquet, Ilott, Felipe Drugovich, and Galeo, Alesi, Schumacher, Delatraz, and Guilherme Samaya, Tictum, and Jack Aitken, Markelot, and Roy Nissany completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So here we are on the grid then for the feature race in Belgium. No rain, just a few clouds, and the standard Formula 2 strategy, soft tyres to the mediums. So let's go and get into it as we get ready to go to the 5 red lights. Lights are out and we are underway for the feature race in Belgium. And look at the start from Sato, incredible pace off the line for our fellow Japanese driver in this series, but Sato nowhere to go as he's a bit blocked in by Robert Schwartzman, who was running 3 wide I think there for a moment. But we've got to run on Schwartzman now as we head towards Eau Rouge. We've just got a small overlap. We're going to see if we can go for the move, but we just can't quite carry the speed around the outside. No grip out there, and we just about keep it off the wall. And Sato gets us back as we head along the Camel Straight for the first time. We'll see if we can re-overtake him as we head towards Les Combes, but I don't really like our chances from this far back. We're just going to try and defend this position. We have a little look up the inside of Sato, but no real opportunity there, and we will remain behind him for the time being. But we're very close here as we lose the back end onto the grass, but we just about keep it off the wall, and that was a lucky save as we send it up the inside and just about stay ahead of Guan Yu Zhou. But yeah, we are really struggling in these early phases of the race. Clearly maybe not getting our tyres quite up to temperature as quickly as everyone else did on the formation lap. I'm not sure, but it's weird. It's not normally something that I have trouble with, but yeah, on this occasion just not a lot of grip in the early phases, but it should come to us as the race goes on through the first lap or so, and we should be able to make some pace, and that's already starting to turn around for us.
Focus now for the rest of the race.
As we get up the inside, side by side, and ahead of Luca Giotto in high-tech, and up into 8th position. Once again, that crucial reverse grid pole, but we're going to try for a bit more than that in this one. But at a minimum, I want to finish in the top 8 to get the advantage in the next race. But any more positions we can get will be very, very helpful to close the points gap and minimize the damage that Matsushita will inevitably do in this round. So continuing on, we are already closed up to the back of Marcus Armstrong. We have a look up the inside. We're going to go for the move into turn 1, and on the exit of turn 1 we will get the move done on Marcus Armstrong. We move ourselves up into 7th. Next up, Marino Sato, as Armstrong still right behind us, so we're going to need to watch out for him a little bit as we head along the Camel Straight. As we miss the apex there of Radion, and that is going to invite Armstrong back in to this fight, as he's right on our tail. Can we hold on? He's got a little bit of extra momentum. He's going to have a look to the inside as we head towards Lake Com. We're going to be fairly late on the break, so leaving a bit of space up the inside, but we will stay ahead of Marcus Armstrong, and can once again focus on Marino Sato up ahead. So yeah, that is that job done now. Back on the rear end of Sato up the inside as we head into the bus stop, and we will make that move. Sato still fighting on the inside line though, and he actually gets a good exit here. We're side by side along the main straight as we head towards turn 1, and we should be able to get the move done as we head through La Source, and we will do just that. Move ahead of Marino Sato, and now can focus once again on the next car, but a mistake there through Radion, and before we have a chance to catch up to the next group of cars, we have to watch out for the ones behind us again, as we're now going 3 wide with Sato and Armstrong. Sato just about manages to cover us both off. We have a look up the inside, but we have to take onto the curb to make sure we don't make any contact with Sato. We do manage to stay ahead of Armstrong just about there, but all getting very hectic as we're starting to hold up a train now with all the battling that we've been doing. But for now, Sato has managed to take both of our positions and move himself into the top 6. But continuing on, a great run through Eau Rouge here this time, and Radion, we have a great exit. DRS open, we don't even really need as we go 2 wheels on the grass looking to the left hand side of Marino Sato, and we get along and past him along the straight this time. No funny business there, easily done, and up into the top 6. But next up is Robert Schwartzman, so let's see if we can get another good run through Eau Rouge and Radion, and see if we can make the same move along the straight. DRS open, and we should be able to fly past here. Look at the extra momentum we have as we head along towards Lake Com, and that's the move done already as we head around the outside, and we are already clear by the time we get to the apex and up into the top 5 now. So next up is our teammate Jane Deruvula. He started on the second row, so he's lost some ground, and it's not great for him. But Mick Schumacher retires from the race with a mechanical failure, and he will take no further part in this one. That's going to ruin his weekend. Once you retire from the feature race, it's very hard to make up for it in the sprint. But that actually brings out the safety car, and we're going to have to double stack with the Ruvlo, so this is going to smash our race. The progress that we've made up into 5th position is all going to go down the drain at this moment. So that's an absolute disaster for us. It's just not great timing, but we have to come in, otherwise it is just going to be wasting time otherwise. So there's Deruvla in the box, and off he goes, and we have to wait for the team to pack up his tyres, and we move into the box. They bring out my tyres, and we've already been waiting for a long time at this point. We should already be on our way if we weren't double stacking, but anyway, eventually they get the wheels on, and we get moving from pit lane once again. But that was a very long hole, very ridiculous, but oh well, we do still
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
we have a long way to go in this race, and fresh tyres, which are the ones I prefer. So
P15. You're in P15.
yeah, 15th position isn't great, but we have a long way to go, and I think we can still do some good work in the remainder of this race. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes really, and just try and overtake as many cars as we can on this restart. So here we go then. The first car in line for us is the
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
high-tech of Giotto. Once again up the inside into turn 1, and nice and easy move on Luca Giotto, and move ourselves up and into 14th. Next up is Felipe Dragovic. As we head through Blanchimont, we are right behind him as we both run a little bit wide there. Dragovic goes defensive, but we'll go have a look to the outside. Dragovic turns defense into attack down the inside of Alesi, as there's a little bit of a lock up there, but they're side by side through the final corner. We're really close behind. We're going to try and take advantage of this as Dragovic gets the better traction. Alesi a little bit slow along the main straight, and now we're going to go for a dive up the inside into turn 1. We get Dragovic as well, late braking into La Source, and that's a double overtake on those two drivers, and we are up into 12th position. Next up is the sprint race king Pedro Piquet. So far this season he has won a bunch of them, but as we sit right behind him through this Fania chicane, we are going to get a good exit here. We might be able to go for a move into Stavolo down the inside. He tried to defend, but we were absolutely charging into that corner. There was no holding back there, and we were able to make that move. Next up is Samaya. He's the gatekeeper of the points. We go up the inside into the first corner, and we get that move done. A bit of a slide on the exit, but we are ahead of the Brazilian and up into the points paying positions. Next up, Marcus Armstrong, and he is looking a little bit slow on the exit here. We might be able to get a run on him as we head towards the Fania chicane. Long way back, but down the inside as Armstrong locks up, and we do make that move on the driver from New Zealand, and we move ourselves up into 9th. Now we have a clear shot at the car in the reverse grid pole position, who at the moment is Guan Yu Zhou. We're going to see if we can take that reverse grid pole along the straight as we head towards Les Combes. Zhou defends, but we got way too much pace on board with the DRS open, and we're going to fly straight past and move ourselves up and into 8th, and we can now relax a little bit now that we've sort of got our weekend back together.
Ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 2.3 seconds.
But Galeo, we have caught him rather quickly, and we are going to continue to charge through the field and get as many points from this race as we can. To the outside of Sean Galeo as he just about leaves the car's width on the outside there. We try to sort of nudge him across a little bit, and we do eventually give ourselves a bit more space on the outside, and we can't quite make the move though, as we're just very awkwardly pinched in there, and yeah, just not able to get the move done. But a good exit out of Malmedy, and we should be able to go up the inside into Rivage, and we do that very deep, running completely off circuit. Galeo is going to try and get back up the inside as we're still running wide, and we have to let that place go after not making the corner. So yeah, that's losing us quite a lot of time doing that, battling and running off circuit, but we should be able to overtake Galeo once again in the next few corners. We're probably a bit too far back here, but maybe into Stavolo once again. It might be a good opportunity for us, as you can see the extra speed we're carrying as we head through the chicane. So we are definitely we will definitely be able to make a few more overtakes in this race, but not able to make the move into Stavolo. Didn't quite get the exit out of Fania, so we will have to make the move into the bus stop. But again, we've got a bad exit out of Stavolo, so all the crucial corners we're not really getting right, but we eventually make a move up the inside into Les Sources, and we make our way up into, I think that is the 7th position now, but we're still running side by side with Sean Galeo as we head towards the Eau Rouge and Radion side by side through, and Galeo trying his best to hold it around the outside of Radion there, but thankfully he backs out of it. But he's still got a good exit. He's going to try and go up the inside here as we head towards Les Combes, and he's there, but we still just about managed to get through and hold it on the outside line and maintain that position. But Galeo not going down without a fight there, and was willing to go side by side through Eau Rouge and Radion. But yeah, thankfully we were able to maintain that position in the end. But next up, we're going to try and make a move on Robert Schwartzman. Very easy down the inside, trying to make sure we don't make any contact with the group of cars ahead, and we do move ourselves ahead of the Russian, and now we are up into the top 6. Next up, Marino Sato, but we have other problems at hand as Schwartzman is trying to go back up the inside. We just about hold him off, but yeah, we need to make sure we have DRS along the Kemmel Straight, because Schwartzman and whoever else happens to be behind us end up very, very fast. But we eventually catch up to Sato, and we should be able to make a move here down the inside. Late on the brakes, Sato tries to defend, but we do make the move on the Trident and up into the top 5 now. Next up is our teammate JN Deruvula, so hopefully he won't cause us too many troubles as we are closing up to him at the end of the lap. Very difficult to get a good exit out of this final corner, but we should just about be able to, because we've had a lot better traction than the cars around us, and Deruvula has been, I think, holding up that train of cars a little bit back to Sean Galeo. So as we go around the outside, we actually can't quite get the exit, as he was on the more ideal line there heading into turn 1, and we're going to have to just back out of that, let Deruvula take Eau Rouge and Radion the way he would like, and then we can challenge again. Now that we have the DRS here, we were yeah, just going for the smart option. We probably could have tried to run side by side, but I didn't fancy doing that. But around the outside of JN Deruvula into Les Combes, and we get that move done. Next up is the high tech of Nikita Mazepin. So as we continue on though, that is one of the last positions, because the next group of cars are further away. So this might be our peak as we go around the outside of Mazepin as we head into Les Combes. This is not bringing back good memories, but we do manage to get the move done on the Russian, and we get ahead as Mazepin tries to come back around the outside there, but we do manage to hold him off. So Mazepin again not really giving up too easily, but meanwhile up ahead Nobuharu Matsushita has done the job he needs to do, and he wins the feature race here at Spa. A great drive from him, and for us it is a pretty good comeback to get up into 3rd position by the end.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
I thought that safety car ruined it. What we might have been able to do if that didn't happen.
Well then, that concludes another excellent race. And Davide Valsecchi, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be MP Motorsport picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
So there you have it, Nobuharu Matsushita takes the race victory here at the feature race at Spa. Christian Lundgaard brings home 2nd, and we bring home 3rd.
And now let's take a look at the driver's stand. The gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race for our championship leader. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
Let's give it to Yuki Tsunoda. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
On to the teams then. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. Meanwhile, Prema have improved their position. A strong weekend for them as they fight their way to the top. Goodbye for now then, but we really are just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
So, there we have it. The feature race is ended. Yep, that's how sentences work. So, as far as, from a driving perspective, I don't think there's much more we really could have done in that one. It was just unfortunate that safety car came out while we were behind our teammate. If it was a few laps later, he might have made his first stop, and or one of us would have made our first stop, and it wouldn't have been a problem. But yeah, just the double stack just ruined it, unfortunately, and it cost us a lot of time. And thankfully, we were able to make our way back through the field, and we made some nice moves. That was the first of those on Giotto, and there were many more to come. But yeah, here's the double overtake, I think, and yeah, indeed it is. But yeah, I think Lundgaard and Matsushita were in a world of their own. They were so far ahead. So even if we were, restarting in the top 5 where we should have been before the safety car came out, I'm not sure we would have had the pace of those two anyway. They were so fast. So I think we near enough to maximize the points we could have gotten from this race. Of course, qualifying could have gone better, and maybe we would have been ahead of our teammate if we did qualify better. But from what we had in this one, I think we did pretty well. So yeah, from here it's I guess 6th place on the start for the sprint race. So a good position to try and extend that championship lead once again, because it is down to a singular point with just 7 races to go in this season. I would like a better buffer than that, so we're going to try and improve that margin. We will be starting ahead of Matsushita and Robert Schwartzman as well. He's currently 3rd in the championship, so we've got to watch out for him too. But onto the sprint race.
We're back. For the second race, we've reversed the top 8 from yesterday, and everyone here is getting ready for what's shaping up to be a thrilling conclusion to the weekend. As we await the start of another hugely anticipated Formula 2 race, I'm joined again by Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as a former GP2 champion, can we get some insight to what is running through these young drivers' heads as they sit out on the grid?
Ciao Alex, it's a pleasure to be here. There are nervy moments, there is no doubts about that. Mental strength is the key to remaining calm and focusing on the upcoming race. Formula 2 is so competitive, and all of these drivers knows that they are going to be pushing each other all of the way. In this sport, you have to be able to control your nerves.
So here we are on the grid then for the sprint race. It's going to be the standard no-stop strategy, of course, but I thought I'd just check to make sure the soft tyres wouldn't go the race distance, just in case that was faster. But no, that is not the one. We'll stick with the harder of the 2 compounds. But yeah, other than that, we shall get into it. The rain will be falling around 15 to 20 minutes into this race, so it's going to be an interesting one as we get into the middle stages of the race. But the 5 red lights are on, and now they're out as we get underway for the sprint race here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, and we have a good run, and to the outside we go to the reverse corner. We have to get a great start. We're almost up into the podium positions already as we're battling away side by side, but just lose out to Marino Sato, who will hold on to 3rd as it stands, and we drop down to 4th. But that is a perfect start for us, gaining 2 spots and jumping the grid, jumping the row ahead of us, I should say. So that's as good a start as we could ask for. But Deruvula has a good run. It's sitting in our slipstream as we head along towards Les Combes, but we should be able to hold him off, I would imagine. No, look, he sends it. That was a great move there by Deruvula. Maybe we've got some cold tyres on the car maybe not heating them up as well as we needed to, but yeah, that was a great move by Daruvula. But what the actual case is, he's on soft tyres, as is a lot of other drivers in the top 5. Matsushita is our main rival on the medium compound, as well as Pedro Piquet. So those are the 2 drivers that we need to worry about in this race. Piquet effectively second, because as we saw, the soft tyres will not go the race distance. So these drivers around us will all need to make a stop in this race. I suppose they're banking on the rain coming and getting some early track position on the softer compound. So we'll see if that works out for them. But as we continue on then, we're not really losing too much pace to these soft tyre compound runners, and at the moment we're actually gaining again on Jay and Daruvula. A slipstream that has been keeping us in the game, and we should be able to make a move here to the inside. Daruvula defends, but we descend one up the inside. We've hit the back of Sato. We're both spun around, and that is an absolute disaster. By some miracle, we don't have damage. We have to reverse out of the way of the circuit, make sure we're not about to get T-boned. Sato has lost a bunch of positions as well. He will rejoin ahead of us, but what a disaster at the early phases of this race. There's the replay, and yeah, Sato dropping from 3rd to probably outside of the points as it was. He almost made contact with another car as he rejoined on the circuit as well, but nothing he could have done there. He was just minding his own business and just loving life in the podium places, and then that was a bit close to contact, or maybe it was contact, hard to tell from that angle, but no damage was done either way. But as we continue on, this is literally 2 corners later, and the rain spots are visible, so maybe the rain had just started falling there, and that's why we may sort of slid and understeered straight into him, and weren't able to get the car stopped if the track conditions were starting to just slightly fall away. But more than likely I just missed my braking point going so far to the inside. It's incredibly easy to do when you're trying to make a move and you get sort of squeezed all the way over there. But we seem to have some okay pace even in these greasy conditions, so we're going to see if we can make use of that and see if we can make a move on Samaya in the near future. Up the inside from a long way back, and we almost do the same thing, and we just end up going completely off circuit instead, and we wait for Samaya to retake that position, and we will sit behind once again back into 11th position. So Sato still maybe just in the points for him, so that's good that he's still there, but yeah, it's I feel really bad for that, because yeah, Sato was in a great position and you know, potentially fighting for a podium, but it's not gone his way, unfortunately, and that is down to us. But continuing on, we're going to see if we can keep fighting with Guilherme Samaya, and now we've got the DRS, which is still active at this point in the race, so the switch to wet tyres clearly no time soon as we go around the outside of Samaya, pinch him to the apex this time. We go a bit deep, but we do make the move and move ourselves up and into the top 10, and that is crucial, because if we get a fastest lap, that will help us significantly in our quest for the championship and to hold the championship lead. But anyway, continuing on then, we are now gaining and gaining, and we might be able to make a move here down the inside, go for it, and we get past Guan Yu Zhou. And now the next car up ahead of us is the ART of Lungard, second place last time out, though he has already dropped behind Matsushita in this race, so not sure how that's happened really, if he was starting on the softer compounds to Matsushita. But everyone pits on this lap, and that releases us to continue the fight with Matsushita, who is right ahead of us. But these conditions are getting a little bit tricky, but the wet tyres are not required yet, and if they are, everyone who started on softs has just completely screwed their race by pitting now. But as we continue on, you can see the track drier now by the look of things, and we're just not really making any progress. Matsushita has gotten away, but there's a car with a problem. It is Matsushita. He's got a problem. The car's smoking. He is out of the race. What a disaster for our title rival, and that's gifted us a P2 at the sort of halfway point in this race, or just past it. but Matsushita at a critical point has had a car failure, and that is going to ruin the second half of this weekend. He could have taken the championship lead today with the points he would have gained from this, but instead the Mecha Chrome engine in the back of the MP Motorsports car has failed. But meanwhile in our race, getting a little bit on the grass as we head into the bus stop, and that's really sort of put us offset as we head through the final corner, and Samaya has made that move on the exit and gotten ahead of us and up into second position, and he will be looking to stretch away. He was catching us before, so I don't really imagine we have the pace to fight with him, and as indeed we continue on, we just don't. And Samaya's cleared off. Now Lacey is trying to make the move around the outside. We're still trying to hold the inside line very close on the front right corner there with the front wings, but we do manage to hold off for Lacey. But as we continue on along the Kemmel Straight now, Lacey goes to the inside. We give him a big squeeze onto the inside line. We don't make the corner ourselves, though, taking to the runoff there, but we'll give that spot back to Lacey as we couldn't make the corner. But as we continue on though through Blanchimont, we are close enough to try and make a move back on Lacey, so we're going to go for it up the inside into the penultimate corner. Lacey sees us coming, gives us room, and as we go through the final corner, Lacey up on the curve, he's not going to get the traction there, and we make the move and get back up into the podium places. Onto the final lap of the race now, and Lacey is not going to give up easily. We give him another big squeeze towards the apex of Les Combes. This time though, we will make the corner just about. A bit of an awkward line though, but we do manage to maintain the position ahead of Lacey. Meanwhile, Roy Nassani is closing up to us as well, so it's becoming a three-way fight for the last place on the podium if Nassani can get involved. But Lacey again round the outside through Pouon. We do hold him off. Now towards the Fenya chicane, he's still going to try and make the move. Our tyres are absolutely roasted. They're not giving us anywhere near as much grip as Lacey does. Lacey hits our front wing there on the exit, and Nassani's actually collected that piece, but as we understeer wide with that damage, Nassani cuts back and takes that third position away from both of us. Nassani snatches the podium in the last moments as we head towards the last corner, though we will try and get back up the inside of Lacey, and we'll make the move into the final corner, just about getting the nose in as Lacey did not see that coming, but we will just about snatch that position back from Lacey. But I was not happy with that initial contact that he made at the exit of the Fenya chicane, so we were very heated into those final few corners, but we did manage to get those positions back, if a little bit unfairly. But Nassani on the podium with Samaya and PK. Not what I was expecting coming into this one, but they were able to make their way through the chaos.
Brilliant stuff from Charus today. What a superb victory. And I have to wonder, Davide Valsecchi, just what set them apart from the competition here.
This is why I love this sport. Their car dominates the track today. You could tell they went in full of confidence, with a clear strategy in place. They displays excellent knowledge of the track and made it count when it comes to some of those more tricky corners, allowing them to make huge gains on some of the less confident drivers. I guarantee the fans will certainly be talking about today for a long time to come.
Looks like they're on their way out onto the podium now, and what a result this is, and a popular one with the crowd as well. Great stuff to see the Charus team on top here today.
So there we have it. PK Sunday has done it again. Actually, no, Sunday PK has done it again. It is going to be Guilherme Samaya in second position with Roy Nassani up on the podium for Trident. Good race by the Israeli.
After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a good result for Yuki Tsunoda, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Roy Nassani. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
And now a look at the team standings. It was a tough race for our championship leaders, who lose ground at the top of the table. Another team that will be satisfied with this race is Charus, whose good result moves them further up in the championship. That's the end of today's race. Thank you for joining us, and I'm sure you'll agree it was a great race and sets us up nicely for the next installment in a few weeks' time. take care. From Davide and I, it's goodbye.
Well, that was a little bit weird at the end there, but anyway. Not sure what to make of that one. I guess it started well, good start, good pace in the first phase of the race, but I can only imagine maybe when the rain started to hit, we might have been sliding around more than the cars around us, and we might have just worn out our tyres, but in the last few laps there, we just had nothing to fight with against the likes of Alesi and Nassani and even Samaya, so very weird, very, very weird. Yeah, I don't really know where the pace went. They were all on the same sort of, medium tyre compound strategy as us, but oh well, that is how it played out, unfortunately. There's the incident there, but yeah, we obviously had that spin with Sato that you would have just seen there, and maybe that overheated our tyres as well. That could have played a part, but we had good pace, immediately after that, so I'm not sure that's what the issue was. I think it was after the rain kind of dissipated and the track dried up. That's when we really lost the pace, which is very strange. Normally I really enjoy the drying track conditions, but it was not the case today, so yeah, not sure. I'll have to work on that and yeah, try and do a better job next time. A few mistakes this weekend. The first race wasn't really our fault, but there's Matsushita retiring. Oh well, yeah. The first race, we dropped down the field. Wasn't really our fault, but we could have done a better job in qualifying, and that may not have happened if we didn't have to double stack. So yeah, there's a lot to improve on this weekend, but Monza's up next. That's always an absolute cracker, so looking forward to that one. I'll see you then. Goodbye.